for a second. Is there anything you'd like to say about the workshop tomorrow in organization? So starting time, be here. 9 o'clock. Everyone has to be ready to. Yeah. Right, great. I'm ready to. This is a great.
Yeah. And was you just mentioned furniture and use. So you want to attend the workshop?
Development. Sorry, go on.
It's going to be first name, new outputs, which unfortunately doesn't have any already compiled the binaries on the website, so you should if you can't, I think you could anyway follow the already compiled version. There just would be minor modifications to the file.
You do have the binaries if you have a GitHub account.
Sorry?
The binaries exist if you have a GitHub account.
I didn't.
No, you don't have to. Okay, we can do that tomorrow, but if we need them, we can do it.
Yes. We walk around.
Then there was one other short announcement. Or a little bit. Colleagues. Okay, they may be stepped out. We could extend an offer if any good groups here are working with. We'd like to get a chance to talk to them, maybe have training against yourself, whatever. Just approach them. I really want to try to have it here. So they would have said the same if they were in the room, maybe they just help. Take a chance to get out. Yeah, maybe we'll visit the teams and our local teams. Take advantage.
And they don't this in you will see them.
Yeah. Okay, so the last discussion we wanted to have with you guys, this is pretty informal. We don't have slides or anything. As a board, we've been talking a lot in the recent weeks leading up to the conference about, a few things that I think we know can be improved about the community. We've sort of struggled with over time. I mean, it's a hard thing to encourage an open source community to contribute and thrive and volunteer. We had a lot of kind of conversation yesterday. It also goes for development. So, I mean, I think a couple good examples are things we've actually heard today. So, there's often confusion about, hey, who's got what version of this model, this feature, what branch is it in? Why isn't it released to the open source yet? How do I get things in PRs and open and reviewed and merged? What's the process? Sometimes that's not clear. So what we want to do as the board is try to encourage that as much as possible and see if there are some roadblocks to you guys being able to contribute and collaborate on things, make sure we're not duplicating work, wasting time, having multiple versions of things that appear. That's happened with several models. I think transition models that happened. That's the instance that pops up in my mind most recently. But it's happened many times over the years. So this session is meant to ask maybe a couple hard questions, but also get some feedback from you guys about, what's missing, how can we improve. Do others want to, on the board, say anything else or add an opinion before we maybe open it up?
Yeah, so I can give my view as the active maintainer of SU2. We, as you see from this beautiful graph, we had some very good years where we had the kind of the once in a project lifetime eclipse of Tim and Ruben and Tom and Toby and me and Ole and a lot of people contributing a lot of core functionality to the code, working on performance and scalability and robustness. So just not just on models, but also on being able to do larger and more robust things with the code. And in the last years, we've had some new features, different model here and there, but some of the problems remain in terms of oh, this is not really robust enough for this or that application, or how do I make it converge here and there? And as far as we see, no one's really putting in the effort in those areas. There's also very few people active right now that have a complete view of the code in terms of all its components and how everything interacts with each other, from reading the mesh and partitioning it, and solving things and eventually outputting files again. If that chain of developers is not continued and supported, I honestly fear for the future of the code, because that's a kind of the larger a code gets, the more difficult it will be to convince someone to start doing that job again if they don't have some guiding light to take them through the code and avoid some very painful process of banging their heads against everything. So we would like to hear what we can, what's keeping you from getting your hands deeper in the code and working on these issues, and what the foundation can help to facilitate it, maybe. And if you see value in that and you agree with this assessment, or if you think, yeah, whatever, if it rots away, we'll just use something else. So we'd like to hear your comments.
Well, I can answer the key question that you have just asked about what is keeping, let's say, us to this state of mind about being very active maintainers of the code without their own requests. Is this the question you're asking? Just to make sure that
yes, that and working on other core functionality, getting in touch with other parts of the code that are
infrastructure and things that aren't pure research also.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the answer is really positive this, so that in my small group of people, PhD and director, we don't have this capabilities, and it's somehow hard to have someone that, that is working on research and trying to publish with his own work on PhD, trying to be more active into this type of activities that, as you said, is, I think, fundamental is one of the pillars that keeps everything up. But there is one limitation that I personally, my 8 guys, none of them have the resource to work on this, and so.
Is it time though? Is it time, or, so I'll just give, a few examples. A long time ago, it was me and Tim and Pedro, Toby, and your since, and we all were working on PhDs and postdocs. In fact, my postdoc wasn't even involved with us. So,
Well,
it's a hard question. I know it's a hard question.
No, I'm not saying that I'm in the position or not. So what I'm saying is that if I ask my guys, the first time they see SU2, and there is so I think you're completely wrong, to be honest, maybe not very inclusive as much as one, but it's somehow different. We approach the two guys and the inner fire in keeping things as you were doing. And having maybe someone that rise and again has this very steep key to climb. I'm not saying this is justification. I'm saying this is what is happening now. So okay, we'll
the whole structure. I it's such a way that it's accessible, but for me, as I said, to do it, I need to work. I still have to actually go around to the back, have some thinking that structure, so they can go into something that is, a feature. And I think.
Catalina in our group is the one that has the longest experience with the SU2, and Pedro, I'm sure you have been talking to her a lot recently.
No, not lately, no. I would have liked that she would have stayed longer in the development, but I think she was she wanted to finish the PhD as well.
What I would say is that I started mentioning this about so maybe it's not even just a case of an asker. Successful there's nothing they can do.
Oh, a what list? Sorry, task.
Can we use the mic?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
It becomes very difficult to follow.
So like what I was saying was for me, FMS developer, I'm not sure what's happening. Yeah. So like it'd be nice if there was like a test to work. Maybe there is.
You know,
I'm not aware. So like
It's written in caps. I can pull it up, but it's if you go on GitHub, there's a. If you go on GitHub, there's the issue with written in caps, just says major development areas.
Can we see it on the screen?
I have to click around here, but
So I have maybe a quick. So my feeling. I understand the struggle of, hey, I have to be doing research. I'm a PhD student who's trying to do my piece, write my papers, and get out. My experience has been that digging into all the parts of the was incredibly valuable as a learning experience. Learning different things, not just CFD. And it leads to things like jobs, it leads to recognition. So there's a lot of value there. I know it can be hard to go outside of your project, but I think there's a lot of value people want to do exactly what that. Okay, we have a lot of. Maybe pause until he grabs it's in the discussions. That we put it.
yeah, no, you can keep going. I'll get there eventually.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. Pinned.
Yeah, I knew it. It's under the.
I just wanted to comment about what you shared from. So we can think. So Sabo was one former PhD said for a certain time, the majority of his PhD was basically devoted to not only capabilities that nowadays much used in the community, but also support the person giving time and support the community, making use of questions. And that was actually
downside learning experience for me to the point that I should use that knowledge in the job. First a shell, and now and secondly, I think also talking to me, he has been grown also as a person, because he really pushes the community, makes growing also as a person, not only as a son. So there are strong men in being involved in the community and do the job that we really want. I should say also that now, especially in the Netherlands, lucky enough, the focus is not anymore publishing, but it's ongoing with the open science in general, making this open. So us, the supervisor, we have the privilege to say, okay, this plan, we set up the teaching plan, and in the plan, we are required to spend sufficient time also for making things open source. So, for instance, in our group at the moment, one is a we want this person that will be with us in January. And these are proposals in Alessandro is here. So, it's always peaks and valleys. But certainly, now is a good moment for research because we have funding. I do believe that also it's our responsibility as scientific contributors to be supportive to the community by providing advice, when we join. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, been using and working with the SU2 for 4 years or something, since I'm not so busy. And for the time, it has changed a lot. And when I started working on it, the first feeling that I got was how daunting it was indeed to work with this. It's complicated code, which is complicated for a reason, of course. And we started feeling more confident in adding features when I was facing more problems in my research. It's required adding those features like the bounded scalar. For the species of was necessary for the research. And that, in particular, taught me a lot about the underlying code structure. Made me more confident in more features, and also how to set how to basically set up the features in such a way that it doesn't take a lot of time to add them. Basically, if you do it right, it should take a lot of time to contribute and to make your code run properly. But I think just the main work of overcome is confidence, and that's just my experience.
Yeah, once more, because I think that. Yes, I just wanted to clarify a little bit what I was saying earlier. So I think that, at least in my mind, there is a distinction between a new feature to the code, a new physical modeling capability. So, in this case, I'm sure. And instead, the other type of work that I think Pedro were mentioning earlier, to go into the process of the other, checking out that there is, let's say, things going around, which I think that makes a substantial difference from the point of view of the individual that should or could engage in this type of activity. This is, I think, the big part. Because the way I see it, is if you think about sustainability of the code, definitely we need more features.
What was meaning is indeed like, it's also indeed like fixing the existing problems.
Yeah, we need more of us, issues and that. But also, having the backbone of a team, a small team, 1, 2, 3, 4, who are there and are engaged in saying, okay, where is the city of this year? This kind of but in there. Yeah, and I think this is what could be one very useful, let's say, thing to do for the foundation, because
So maybe do not know to what extent to ask other some minority developers to work or
Yeah, that's what I did with you recently. Yeah. Okay.
the first one is very positive. I think this thing about the future, I'm not sure is what we agreed upon so many years ago. Right, SU2 was this core, it was very neat, very, not very efficient, but very understandable for everyone. We knowingly took the route very full. So this idea of having features, I'm not sure is the way we should go. But I have what is now. So the working version of SU2 has been installed in supercomputing, and it's being used by Leonardo to do simulations. The cluster. And we deal directly to the IT people in the lab. It's so it's something that, I mean, 5 years ago, we thought was impossible, that the code that can be used, installed, and used effectively by people. So, simulation is career are done, not by people that we don't really know. It's a great success. One of the stories is from we have with he's kind of he also there we develop we run simulations starting from the version that is available to everyone. He has the partners to install their cluster. The current version and it run smoothly. We are now more than 5 terabytes data generated by SU2 and accessed by me testing by a box. We had a little bit of an issue there, so we in fact had a few requests for transition. But the code is solid, very solid. It's, of course, it can be better, but it's being used by the reason also, I think that the structure is solid. In my book, my PhD, they use the data structure to build something that is useful, but it's not, of course, a feature. The
icing part is partially built using structure, data structure. It's not an SU2 feature, but that also that's in fact the code is quite mature. Of course, there are things to do. So 6 or 7 years ago, Julio implemented the mesh. Over the years, now that's changed a little bit, the multi-zone part. Now, anymore, we're getting pieces. So at one point, I didn't go back to the main. What I think is something that we should consider is that we are removing. We can expect the base of development that we are seeing in commercial software for solutions. That's something like more we will examiner the turbo thing is something that is being published 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, Salvo, and after 6 or 7 now, it will be available in a usable manner. So that's the type of base or time management. So I'm very positive what we're doing. Already we should scale down expectations.
I just have a small question actually for three of you, because I don't think that there are young people not clear daily basis. So I was wondering if you can better explain what exactly you do when you see a pull request, and what exactly you do to maintain the and how much time does it take on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis?
I don't count. No, I mean, if you count, you shoot yourself. Okay. So, if you count, you stop doing it. I mean, it depends. There's some periods where everything is where there's not many contributions, and there's some periods where you get some, 2 or 3 in a week because it's.
Can you elucidate what you exactly do? Not for me, for people that are not aware.
In terms of code reviews. I mean, that's okay. We don't want to.
Just to give an idea, don't go through code. Just you don't even have to open one. You can just. So each of these is a request to merge code into our main. Each one is, they can be small, they can be a few lines, they can be huge, they can be thousands. You prefer small.
Okay, so this one came in 2 days ago. I reviewed it this morning while I was here listening to some talks. So it's not a super intensive process. I mean, it's not like you have to download the code and so on. But what kind of things, silly things like this, if these are the names. So the concern is when looking at some method, is there some at the implementation of some method, is there some authoritative reference on the method that we can relate directly to the code? So we want the turbulence models implemented according to either the NASA TMR website or the original paper where the thing is coming from for things that are not in the TMR yet, like some of the transition stuff. Just for the purpose of reproducibility. And then there's simple things like, can we make the code simpler, or is there something here that is kind of redundant? you know, are things implemented kind of in the current philosophy? Are things implemented with, you know, without increasing? So trying to put in the feature without increasing the boilerplate in the code too much, like Alberto was saying. You know, if things are implemented efficiently, that's the kind of thing that that I look for. And you know, in some tricky aspects that may involve MPI or something like that, if things are being implemented correctly in that sense.
That's exactly an example of what is going on in my group. This request from Andrea follows the work by Nico and Andrea. They are contributing to the I workshop, AI related workshop. And I think you're the only one who organized that workshop. So what I think we should do, and then more with respect to coding, is the validation activities that many of them in identification workshop projects, databases that are openly available to everyone. Although, because the confidence in the code is as important as itself. The perfect code, but being there, I think it's very important. Taking time to show, like Neo and Andrea are doing, show the capability at higher level, the high and doing workshop, I would say, is possible.
Yeah, we would love to hear again results. We have a B&B page. I mean, we have stuff in the docs where we have some simple examples, nothing that more. We have those. We would love to keep that, even refresh this.
We have lots of variation in literature and conferences, but the question is how is it being against the code? The code knows when we go out of validation. So validation is one part, but sure for the future of the code that people do not write, because no one writes it, you know, by her, because we write it, because because that happens with code. We write, and then we need the validation in the testing, where it's some form that is then it breaks. So then all people have confidence, act accordingly, and then learn why. So it is not taking against code.
So I would like to go back to what Pedro said at the very beginning. The observation that we are a small community goals, and the observation that if one of you decides that the whole community is functional. So this is the reality we have faced. This is the typical reality of a small society. We have to be sustainable, and putting that 100% is not an option, or it's an option. So in my opinion, the first important aspect of the session like today is awareness. We have to be aware, not hiding behind excuses. But the fact that if that type of work is not done anymore, it will die out. So first is awareness, then and I'm throwing this to you. If the gentleman agreement, gentlemen and women agree, here is that we all understand that we have a right to use it if we also return to use it, meaning we provide that type of work. Maybe what I kind of observed here, there was not full awareness of what the work, what video has shown. And we would need some direction also. So it could be an agreement here that we use the code it's also able to do some of the work, and then it's a bit more your task to understand, depending on the level of efficiency of the person you're dealing with, your side task. As a positive solution, if we are a bit more directional, understand that open source is not by choice, but maybe again, if you want to survive, organization seems very much needed.
The code review is due for people. We have plenty of resources on how to do it before. Also, of course, pull in some of that out for the actual code. But code review is done. It's not a good thing.
Follow up immediately to be able to understand what is on the we set up the foundation here 4 years ago. 2019. So the plan was very clear. That's what we try to follow this month. To spread the core code to industrial document, to advertise the capability and validating capability against the real life case, so that the foundation can get the money to hire someone to do the job. That's what we decided 4 years ago. The route that the foundation follow. Or we should resort to a more, say, feature-unique maintenance and change things. So we did our best in the.
We discussed that this, yeah, we discussed. The goal is still to do the form. Okay. We have, so we're still stuck in this.
Therefore, we start distributing.
Let's give it to the young people. Go on.
Also was maybe just kind of my small thought here is that I think it would be nice that maybe the SU Foundation could somehow formally recognize in some ways the contributions, and in a way maybe some sort of certificates, which should be what it would be at no cost for the SU Foundation to create. But I think then people could do the question, like people undergraduate and master students could contribute, and then sort of something to show for this contribution, and the code would grow. Also, maybe if it would be possible that for the SU Foundation to act as a company which I have to pass to work at a company for like some time, and then they gave me just paper and said I want to there. I'm good to go. And the foundation can maybe somehow also be able to recognize students. If a student, for example, had some contributions to the code, the student foundation should be able to certify the contributions as work experience. I think that we have to split two issues that are such as. So one is the people request. Was said, if someone can take an email as this, can you take a look at this pull request and see if it does not impact the rest of the code? So the problem is that passing from a variable to 2 we lost robustness, we lost performance, we lost some capabilities. We know I don't know if I have to use full consistent command line, I have to use SU2 probably. So, and that is not counted by the PhD student evaluation. So, like, watch why the code is writing to a 5 code. I so, we are two separate issues.
Yeah, but this is all news to me. So first there's these things that become slow or don't work, then the sliding interface doesn't work anymore as well. But why aren't there issues?
So I'm working on it.
Yeah, but why is this not reported? Why see we say that the community is small, but we make ourselves look even smaller if we don't communicate the problems. I mean, if these things are communicated in time, there's you can revert crap,
But the problem is exactly that.
But like,
After 8 years, getting back to that code is completely different from what growth. So one thing that we are doing is working on the output. And parallel part, now that we have access to large computers. And that's one more thing about regression. I think it's what you were trying to say, that regression texts are too small.
Users have to have to be present, otherwise you won't put it whatever.
okay, for example, we didn't report issue with sliding meshes because we're waiting open a record. 3 years old, to start a fast, work complete, but it's still open at least 3 years old.
I think also the issues you also kind of get out of that is that it's all very nice to get a bunch of years, a little bit. But a lot of the time people don't know what the people are working on. So if you can just have a little slide and you look at says, this group is doing this group is doing this, whatever, like, then going into having issues, you can then contact them, like, for example, deciding interface, it starts out, I had issues with deciding interface. I had to go in and fix something, 7 years ago. Like, you go in and fix it up, do that, sometimes, and so now I have to create what I'm doing, or at least baseline knowledge. So we can actually make it affects the development because
yeah, I have a work at Pedro right now, so I still how to get the young stream to equal development, and perhaps it could be an idea that we categorize people in terms of the experience level that they have with the code, and then we make a habit to always have 2 or 3 people reviewing the code together in a Zoom call. Then the younger who want to do, they get to work with the senior who probably knows a bit more about the code. There are questions and some kind of depending on the number of hours, there are 3 kind of degrees that I think some at 80, but it's a good game.
We have to offer the other. I mean, whatever you want to do. And I come up on, so you're right, it doesn't have to lower.
We have to really develop it all, and although I didn't join most of them are in the past, the ones I joined, they all never, no, it's not. People join, it's whatever you want to do. You can really pull that aspect to this working. Yeah, I'm actually don't saturate that time over and for everything. And I'm just
But it looks it doesn't work because you expect people to go there and do stuff. What I propose is to reverse the direction.
But we don't know who to grab.
No, come on, you know, because you see.
No, I didn't know that Luca was fixing the sliding interfaces or whatever. How do I go and? Do you want me to stand at the door? With the 3 of us, we stand at the door, locked arms, and we ask, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing right now?" And then we
I mean, it's very positive that we're discussing this here, and we must find truth.
Yeah, in my opinion, GitHub has to be the sound guard. On something, you either open a discussion topic or a pull request or an issue, everyone can see it, everyone can comment, anyone can review. We know what's going on, we can assign it to people. We try to have the website where people say what the group's doing, and this and that, and it never survive. We never.
There was another wrong assumption that seeing traffic and pull requests would know what people would be.
No, only the ones that open things already. So I know that I can, nag Everett to go review a pull request because, Everett is around from time to time and, I know that.
Whenever we start doing something, even if it's an idea in our mind, we write it to people. I think it's important. Otherwise, again, I would like to go back on the fact that we don't do that. And we lose the two people here, SU2 die, which means all the work that we have to do on top.
I got what? Sorry, I was looking for something else, but what am I looking for?
You're gonna go look at that.
Yeah, I mean, we've asked for that.
So
We've asked for that.
we have the discussions, we have issues and pull requests. People can, even if you just have an idea, just open and if you were a discussion.
Nico wants to.
That's the-
We have examples here of all the people who shopping here. It's the key. Just be more active, go there, and I don't know if we have
Very high links at the top.
Yes, yes. Maybe ask the newcomer, how did you know about it? I know it might be, but they probably don't.
But I mean, it's not enough to go there when you have a problem. You need to go there when others have a problem as well. So the question we're asking really, because we've asked all these things, is what's keeping people from, just being there all the time? That's the. Come on, if you're doing a PhD, you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Do you want to know how many hours we're expected to work now?
Here, I would make this solution. So people will not basically use the data for things they do themselves outside. So here we should just consider this is a community to post updates, regular updates. So in that respect, yes.
Yeah.
So they put one by one comment and say, hey, now I need your question. Yes or no?
On a certain issue.
On a certain issue. Request. Excellent. Like.
Yeah, we can try.
For the people we know.
We improve. It would be a major improvement if we start this new way of doing.
Be more critical and ask down
Yeah.
Nico and then Philip, I think.
The developers, they have the interest, and they know what is significant, and then they should communicate. To stop. We look at it, it's this graph, then you have 17 orders people shall be now. If someone has a request or a suggestion to improve things, you should show up when you are speaking. Otherwise, yeah, individual, you should say this yourself or the people. We have some things in documents. Maybe I see things too easy. I don't know.
I was trying to say that I think there is still a subgroup which isn't considered in this discussion here, and that's the people who made very small changes to SU2, then forget about them. Feel fortunate and maybe member of this subgroup. For example, my board was still there and hadn't really done anything because of the problem with tests, which didn't have to be done. Are there no kinds of computer? Yeah, but I think a lot of people, like we just make a few a small change, like I added some few lines here and there, and didn't share it. So I just would like to highlight this demography, I guess, of community members.
No, in system fact, there are two major lines. One is core code. And core code must be served at all costs, and I agree with you on that should be very strict. One different line is a new feature, and frankly, I don't like the idea that we should coordinate on a new feature. Yeah. Like to regain freedom of working on something, I pay, maybe even give up on one because I'm no longer interested, or do it the other way and just try. What I'm doing now is not for the community yet. Maybe it will never be if it will never be sure. So those two things on the other side. I fully agree with your proposal of a new sort of certificate and things. So we submit a pull request, and it's clear, it's the expert on transition models, two of them, the ideal comparison with the analysis. So this should be being part of the core, should be reciprocated, and should be available for. But coordinating the full development.
No, we're not. I don't think we're discussing coordinating the full. We're not discussing coordinating the full development. Yeah. What we're discussing is someone has a small feature and we ask someone else to review it. That's the kind of coordination we were.
So so what is the core and core that you are referring to?
I'm not sure that I would like everyone.
Changing over time with things like this.
The core of SU2 is changing over time with the features. And if you were to say you should be free to work things in your own way, in your style, in your own range or your own level, only if you get want to like make it powerfully before, then you have to go through process neighbors to coordinate sure everything passes the way it should and not destroying things process. So yeah, it's not it's not it's just part of it.
And I see the advantage of moving, say, my toys into the core. But that's, I think the foundation should care on the core and keep the core healthy. So then decide something that has been developed outside of the core is worth included in the core.
Exactly.
The two approaches separately, so the core is to be defended at all costs. Otherwise,
Like it's a core, it's a core in the regression tests. Is it the performance? Regression
it's
test.
something that I can draw with my airplanes, with my computation.
Okay, so I mean that's so it's core to regression. If you're any feature is it then also part of the core?
Core is what is the so if I add, I don't know, a mental application, it's not included in the, it's something that the foundation should decide, or community should decide when.
So in the list of core requests, it says that so there's like a table, like if you add a regression, no. If something like mention adaptation, if you think it's important, it works for you, and you think it should be part of the US regression, then it's part of the core issues. Then everyone should take that into account. So,
Distinction between what is core and this should be spelled out. And features or something that is not effort. I think we are really moving to a position where our code can be
but that's
in the real world. We should stop playing and make sure that the work is now within 10 years reliable. Everyone just spend maybe more than a million to validate the gateway and using audience.
Can they donate to the foundation? Can they support the developer? Can they...
We tried, but they said no.
Macaque cats.
I answer. And the same for the action. They say it's free. That looks really bad on that. You join the fundraising committee, and then we'll talk to them. That is what I said. It's contrary to their stuff. They cannot do that. You should find a commission and European Commission. That is money from the European Commission. That would be another.
Because that means that you pass full request on the regression tests, process successfully, and then even if you change just one line, for example, change just one line, this line has so I don't know how it's all right. And it didn't get anything, so it was protected. Why certificates not part of the regression testing?
Currently, and provide. But you can make a smaller version that uses the same process. Yeah, you can. if you want to say why, or like, maybe functionality is not one of those. I mean, there is a new point, like, you know, like, as things change, there will be consequences that you do not foresee. But, you know, I think the problem you fix that, like, workflow, like, if a lot of time passes before the problem is discovered, I mean, that sucks, but it is a problem that should be there as soon as possible. And unfortunately, it'll take probably it'll be a hassle to solve it.
And again, this is something that needs to be reported. If you have a set of cases that worked at some point and then stopped working and then works again, the knowledge that the problem exists needs to be somewhere. Otherwise, no one knows. You know, it's.
I have a suggestion. So, like, we have to do like. So we have these small VNVs that we do. We make these small changes in the codes and our foundation. That maybe at a different time scale, we can run this bigger validation cases just to, let's say, the problem that we were highlighted. We can also remove that configuration.
Yes, we can. GitHub made bigger machines available, I think, recently, but costs money. So, but we can do it, but it costs money. Once a year is not enough. It needs to be at the scale of, you know, at least, you know, not on every commit, but it needs to be the kind of thing that someone merges a pull request and we can check, or something that we can run whenever we think it's justified based on the changes that people need. But those test cases the collection of those test cases needs to exist, and that's why, you know, one of the areas we have as the major developments is validation and verification and having the VNV cases under regression. But we need people to show up with the cases that they consider VNV for their features, and you know.
This is another question. I think that a few years ago, the creation of, let's say, subgroups, maybe on us, saying, okay, this is the team looking at VNV, this is the team looking at. Is this something that is going on, or?
No. It's kind of like.
Yeah, because there is an example.
See where it's at.
Okay, so what you know, we can talk about this until dinner, but let's see if we can have some intermediate conclusions and things that. So we need more testing. I think everyone agrees on that. We need more testing, but we need those test cases to, you know, be provided and be made available as VNV examples, and you know, we need. You know, we cannot automate it until we have something to automate. So there's a part here that it's manual and people have to contribute to this. We can encourage new developers with certificates. We can certainly do that. And in fact, we'll do more than certificates in just a few minutes. We can try and pull in people to participate in code reviews by asking them explicitly to do it. But again, I remind you that we can only do that if we know that people exist and that they are actually working with SU2. So you need to make yourself known to the community, either by showing up from time to time at the developers meetings. You know, even if you're not talking in the meeting, just log in, say hi, and stay there, keep it on the background. It's during working hours anyway. What else? We need. Yeah, I think those are the main points, right?
I mean, if people want documentation on what to look for in a code review, we have.
Yeah, we can do the collective code reviews again, potentially with the in the developer meetings. Yeah, but again, we need people to be willing to participate, and we need people to be to make known what they're working on, and yeah, and to show some willingness of improving certain areas of the code, like we were just talking about the output, things like that. So you can definitely come forward and start a draft pull request, and people will help you improve that area. I don't know. What else?
Is the regression test the way forward? So the regression test, in my view, is just to check that you don't break anything. But if you are moving the code, that's what happened in the slide you had. So the code was working, and modification after modification wasn't anymore. So we can run a regression test on modification, which is supposed to be an improvement that change the result of the regression. So in your opinion, is there any other way to control improvements?
Why?
No, there are.
Let's talk about the way you totally assist.
You can improve when you may break the test, but it could be a good thing.
Yes, exactly.
So in that case, that developer needs to be doing the rigorous. They need to be running those tests, and they should know what to do.
It all depends what you call a regression test. It all depends what you call a regression test, because because we have the constraint of time, we run the thing for a few iterations, and it's a small case. But the regression test should be something that starts from scratch, and you actually track how many iterations it takes to converge something meaningful, right? That should be your regression for some things. So it's all a question of resources and setting up cases like those that are exercising features in a more meaningful way, that are not just exercising that the results changed by 0.01% or whatever, but they're actually tracking the convergence, or they're tracking the time to solution or things like that. So it's
you can distribute those or the group rest on the responsibility of the developer. Maybe we run a case 10,000 or show you these improvements. But I don't see where we can show these in the pull request. Maybe
we can set up. It's just a question of the changing the actions, the GitHub actions to have cases like those. So it's just having more compute power to run the regression tests, and setting up the regression tests to actually run for more iterations, and yeah, exercise the code better.
You can make more layers. It's just saying that the visuals change a little bit after a couple of iterations, not universal. There's B&B on these things, we can make tiers of testing. And run some of the last year. So that's the thing we do. Okay. Right, so maybe.
My question was, there is a lot of sponsor features, because some of those projects do this, where they maybe either local sponsors or companies ask for features and the developers write them, and sponsored by the request this feature. I just think that some other open source projects do this, and it is
A little bit is about smaller pieces. We're still in a situation where people don't have a pretty big start with smaller projects. We've discussed that, and then we really push to ask a company rapidly they are small. For instance, with Bosch, one of the things that, at least in the US, they're really interested in providing support and stuff like that. Yeah.
Maybe I just want to just got a from our roommate, and he said that one of the top, I guess you'd say, really exposed, we're dying to like, it was like, but the class institute. So I didn't know anything about this. I never talked to my head.
I mean, voice sponsor in the sense that basically we stop reaching, so it's very voice. But of course, again, allow those to keep we have some very bad experiences in the past where we can cover ourselves and then we it's really another thing that I want to mention is that I think many problems can potentially solve if we just change our mindset. So for instance, if we can one day sitting behind my computer and I write down which project to work on and the problem. It feels that it's a waste of time. Just I'm waiting for it to go back to the SU2. But we need a change mindset. That's also internally we watch timelines have changed. Projects are modified based on all these data that we gather from these hours. I think also we need to change the mindset. So reporting or just raising issues saying, like you mentioned, it's not a waste of time. It's part of work. And now one observation that I want to make is most developers are PhD students. And at least in the Netherlands, on day one, when a PhD student starts, there is a document that says, this is your PhD project, these are the tasks that you will work in the next 4 years. And the first PhD student tries to stick to those topics, because if not, he might not end up with a PhD. But that's maybe a mindset that that's crucial. And so also it's the task of supervisors and professionals to say that it's a guide. Next to working on these topics, there's also first of all freedom of let's say academic freedom to deviate a little bit. I'll say this is more important, so I'll do a little bit more of that. But also part of the work is getting immersed in the also thinking about the long term once the PhD project is finished, and then all the problems that were observed
during this project, that they should be known and reported, hopefully fixed, or at least, so my conclusion is, or is my recommendation to everybody is try to get this change of minds going on to online and reading the novels that people have and trying to it's not a waste of time, it's not a work. And also reporting issues and, taking a couple of days to really try to, let's say, minimum example of problems or whatever, in the long term, it will really benefit. And the supervisor, I would say, give students this opportunity. Say that, no, we have a deadline next Friday. I know that people should be able to do it. Of course, these things are also important. You should not forget about, let's say, the administration and the long-term goals.
I heard the suggestion of categorizing what people are doing. So I guess while I was talking, I scraped the last 3 conference talks, and I just a little bit of NLP of categorizing them. So just popped out CSV files. So I think it would be interesting, put on the website as a cool visualization of what I'm doing. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm still running some other batches. Cool.
Yeah. Just also one general thing, SU2 has a license that you can exercise those. So if you have something like a dedicated version or something, then of course you are free to, of course, use that version. And if down the road it is not working anymore, then of course you're free to set it over. And also the SU2 Foundation is not an entity that is above the code. It's, doesn't have to be controlled. It's really, it's not, it's not a product of the SU2 Foundation. It's a product of every developer. So you all have, a word in it. So, and with everything that's involved, everything that the foundation is supposed to do, we need time, money. So S2 is,
Yeah. So if I can, to echo that a bit more, no one invited me to start reviewing code, right? I just, someone told me I would use it for my PhD, and then I had an interest in what was happening in there, and I went in and I started reviewing this guy's code. So that's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, absolutely. That's how it's supposed to work. So if you have an interest in the code, you can just go in and play an active role in reviewing what's going on, and you have a hand on the wheel. You do have a hand on the wheel if you want.
That's a well-established way of open source projects working. And that can be a good strategy. We don't, as a foundation, want to sit and decide what goes in and out all the time. We want the community there to really see a few strong people who are reviewing code, giving suggestions, keeping it consistent, and pushing forward. We need some people to rise up. Okay, I think we beat it to death a little bit. We've got some good notes. We'll, as a foundation, maybe roll it over and see if we can suggest some concrete things. Okay, but now, maybe, Nitin, we could go ahead and do the awards announcements. Do you want to come up and? Maybe if you could, if you have the description, you can read it out loud if you'd like, and, you know, we can take a drum roll over here. Thanks again, by the way, Nitin, for being our awards chair this year, so we appreciate the help.
Pedro, would you want to do the developer announcement about
Yeah,
the
sure.
discounts and the,
Sure.
yeah, it was your idea. So.
Great. So after a very long and rather hot discussion, finally there's something interesting to look forward to. So the first thing we have is the best presentation award, and it's as per what everyone has, let's say, voted depending upon the presentation that I've been. And if I look at our Excel, we have a clear winner. So we can have some drum roll before. The award goes to Pedro.
So we should say the awards come with a plaque and a small voucher of a token of appreciation. So we'll get in contact with you. We don't have anything for you to hold today. I'm sorry.
We should take a picture.
Yeah, we could do pictures. Who?
Toby.
I wish we had. Actually, we could put that. No, maybe it's not worth it. I was gonna say we could put the description.
Can you put the slide?
Yeah, we could put the slide with the. Good idea.
You can down.
Do you have it? I can get it.
You were day one session?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's in.
Got it. Great.
I don't got it because this is a Mac.
I hear it. Where are you? Was it this one?
No.
Ah,
Day
okay,
one.
okay. Yeah. Which session? Ah, okay. I'm glad you guys are here. I never would have found that.
Best presentation, worst time.
Here, let's, you come in too. Come on in. We'll get a picture up here together. Yeah.
No, wait. You can share some details.
What's that?
Either you move back or.
Oh, you guys are too tall. Ah, lucky.
I have to be taller than him.
It's so black. Yeah, maybe move.
Too bright?
Otherwise.
Is it any good, Alberto?
High dynamic range.
Like with his fancy phone.
We could go off to the side or something. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
So just. We have something. So,
Okay.
congrats again. Awesome job. Awesome job.
Great. And the next award we have is for the person who has contributed the most to the development of the code in the last year. We have some numbers also here. So the award for the most contribution in the past year goes to drumroll. The time, Pedro, obviously. Come on.
Ah.
How did we? The time. Amazing. Yeah. Good. Congratulations to you both. Another picture? No, you shouldn't put Philip up. I don't know. I don't even know what we can put up. Why don't we do, why don't I just put the welcome up or something? Because I have I have this slide.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just,
Yeah. That's perfect.
yeah. All right. You're even on this old slide too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys. So I'll follow up with you guys as well, or we'll follow up again, plaque and a voucher, but
I already have one, so you can.
we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. We'll talk.
Okay.
But there's one more new announcement that I'll let Pedro make.
Right, so as I mentioned on Slack, a couple of weeks before the conference, or 3 weeks before the conference, I hope, we, the foundation, want to, of course, encourage development and try to recognize development. And as you saw from the financials and also from the legal aspects, we cannot pay developers. We can give away gifts to people that we think are standing out in the community and represent the kind of values and kind of spirit that we are trying to get of submitting fixes and submitting new features and improvements and reviewing code and all that stuff through GitHub and helping, So we try to come up with some criteria of identifying those developers and some way of recognizing them. So what we came up with is, at least for this year, we limited the budget to 500 euros. So we'll give away 5 100 euro vouchers to the developers that we think, since we had to rank in some sense to the 5 developers that contributed the main features since the last conference. So that's capturing versions 7.5, 7.5.1, and now version 8. What we would eventually like to do and have enough resources to do is to give the same gift to anyone that contributes, something beyond a few lines of code. So then that would include VNV tutorials and so on. But yeah, so for this year, unfortunately, we had to pick. And so the people we picked are Arch and Alessandro for the main Python wrapper refactoring. Johannes for the support and development of AD capabilities in SU2. Wally Meyer for the maintenance and development of Nemo throughout the past year. Everett for the combustion modeling and a lot of other stuff. And Christopher. So thank you for the contributions and thank you for the interactions and proactivity in fixing stuff. So round of applause. So there were also other notable contributions, of course, to the code from also from new developers. Some names are here. So for example, Arne and Pang and also Daniel and some developer that's not on the conference, I think, or Sat. And you can see all the names of the people that contributed in SU2 code /SU2/releases. Shows you, everyone who who has their code in the main version. So congrats to all those people as well.
Congrats.
And we also had the discount. So one thing to note that we did this year, which was a little bit different, which we'll try to formalize next year because we were a little late with it. But by essentially the same criteria, we wanted to offer folks who were at the professional level a bit of a discount so they could come in person. And so we decided to offer to folks who have contributed based on, contributions to releases, the discounted student rate, even if they're professionals. So that was just the first time we've done that this year. We're going to try to expand that and formalize it for next year, maybe start a little earlier. We'll talk about it, but that was a new initiative as well. So I know we heard a couple times people were asking if you could, incentivize developers a little bit more. We've been thinking about it. So we hope this is a small step and we'll keep improving. So thanks again to those who contributed. Okay. Any final comments? Otherwise, why don't we close and go to dinner?